Hey guys, welcome back to the J&A Show on the YouTube channel, Tiagos. I am Johan, and in today's episode, we're going to dive into the lives of one of the most insightful scientists our world has to offer, Marie Curie.
And I'm Ace. I am so excited for you guys to hear today's episode as Marie Curie is such a trooper. Her discoveries have affected science, even to this day. And, well, I'm so excited for you guys to hear her story.
Recently, we have been doing some research on her, and I've just got to say that her life goes way beyond her scientific achievements. I personally think that it's crazy she was able to discover what she did, considering it was during the late 1800s and early 1900s. A woman doing science was almost unheard of.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. We should probably get into how Marie Curie's life was like. I hear that she was born in Warsaw, Poland in 1867 and was the youngest out of 5 siblings. Also, apparently, her original name was Maria Sklodowska. She just added on her husband's last name.
Well, that's a tongue twister. So, is she like Gen F or what? Okay.
Actually, let me go check that out. Oh, it seems that she's in the generation called missionary. That seems like such an adventuring generation, right?
I believe so. I wonder how her life was without any sort of technology. Weren't they using rocks and stones back then?
Actually, no. They still had books. And although she came from a family of educators, they didn't have much money. So, in order to continue her studies, she had to be very resourceful. But she graduated at the top of her class at only 15 years old.
You know what I'm doing at 15 years old? I'm still doing Mr. St. Cyr's work. Anyways, that's so cool. No way. What school did she go to after that? It must have been a school with high reputation, considering she was so smart. But actually, do you know?
Yeah, actually I do. I'm so glad you're interested. You seem like an avid learner, so eager to participate in today's podcast. I'm happy you're my friend.
I literally am being handcuffed to a chair. I don't actually care. You know this.
Ad break!
I've got an idea for a Heinz ketchup commercial. I was at this super posh restaurant. Super posh. The type of place that has chandeliers and paintings on the wall and way too many forks. I think classical music was playing. But maybe it was jazz. No, definitely classical. The hostess walks up to me and she says, "Mr. Sheeran, is this your first time dining with us?" And I say, "Yep." The waiter comes over, he's telling me about the specials. Super fancy vegetables, fancy sauces. I said, "Sounds fancy." So, fast forward and the food comes. The waiter goes on to tell me, "We are proud to present this farm-to-table blah blah blah, posh and fancy blah blah blah, with a side of blah blah blah." You know, the food looked good. I just thought there was something missing. So I reach into my bag and I take out the only thing that can complete me. And at that point, the whole world came to a stop. And the waiter was screaming through his eyes. So that's my idea. Do you want to do it?
Shh. Okay, we're back. And actually, she went to the University of Paris, and she studied there until she obtained her license for physics and mathematics. She was the first woman to become a professor there, where she later on met Pierre Curie in the School of Physics in 1894 and married him that same year.
Wait, actually, I think you're missing something there. I'm pretty sure she had to work as a governess for 3 years in order to afford her sister's studies, as well as her studies in Paris. I'm pretty sure sometimes to the extent of even going hungry or cold. But whoa, that was fast with Pierre. I mean, all in 1 year? Well, what did they do after their marriage? Other than the obvious, did they continue to study?
Oh my gosh! You are right, I did miss that part, thank you. Anyways, Mary actually...
Yes, actually, I did. The first award she had won was a Davy Medal in 1903.
Man, I'm surprised you're not stupid enough. Actually, I heard about that too. This is when her and her husband won it together, right?
I'm surprised you knew about that. Anyways, yeah, they did receive a nice bonus too. 1,000 big bucks, which in their time was a load. They won this award for outstanding contributions to the field of chemistry.
Man, I want $1,000 too. What would you spend that money on if you were a chemist?
I don't actually know, but in their times, I probably would have ordered some flask off Amazons in order to receive their next award.
The Nobel Prize of Physics in 1903.
The Nobel Prize is usually thought as the most prestigious award in the world.
Isn't that crazy? She was a girl, and I think sexism was so prevalent back then that winning an award for this must have been insane.
Wait, so she was actually the first woman in the field of chemistry to win the award?
Yeah, she was. She won one of them in 1903 for physics.
Wait, so what did she win the second one for, though?
She won the second one in 1911 for chemistry.
Two of them? That's not even that far of years apart, though.
I know.
I'm pretty sure her husband died 5 years prior, did he not? It must have been rough receiving an award without the presence of her husband.
I know, I don't know how I would have done that. I probably would have grieved a little bit, but it wasn't the best time in her life. Although she still did have someone there for her. Her daughters, Irene and Eve Curie. Irene followed in her footsteps, winning the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1935, a year after Marie Curie's death.
Oh yeah, but didn't Irene's mom die a year prior? What is up with this family, dude?
Bro, I don't even know. Everyone's just dying left and right. But okay. Yeah. The point is that they left a legacy, and we still have many of Marie Curie's achievements to talk about, such as
The Matteucci Medal. The Matteucci Medal was named after Carlos Matteucci, right? And I'm probably butchering the name, but
It's okay. But yeah, he's a pioneer in the study of electricity. And I'm pretty sure that the award was given to award physicists for their fundamental contributions.
that's pretty cool. Probably the first woman to win it, right?
Of course she was, bro. You already know. First woman to win a Nobel Prize. First woman to win the Matteucci Medal.
The next prize she won, I'm pretty sure, was the Actonian Prize in 1907, I believe.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This prize is given away every 7 years, conferred by the Royal Institution, so it's actually very rare.
Wow, I really don't care.
You better are getting brought up here. Never mind, ad break.
5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. Banking with Capital One means 5 times the savings to help pay for your perfect honeymoon. Or 5 times the savings toward your family's perfect vacation.
Big fan of water rides.
It's time to help make your savings goals come true. This is Banking Reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Prime members, get ready for New Year's hosting and take 30% off raw, cooked, and breaded shrimp at Whole Foods Market through December 31st while supplies last. Find all your Prime deals on the Whole Foods Market app.
Up your... Don't be shy when you finish the sentence.
Okay, screw you. But anyways, the next prize that Marie Curie won was the Elliott Cresson Medal in 1909. This medal is awarded for discovery or original research adding to the sum of human knowledge.
No wonder Marie got that award then. How many other awards did she win? She seems very impressive and smart.
Bro, I know. She is definitely an insane chemist. I think she won like 5 or more major awards and probably several more minor awards in places like school.
Wait, stop right there. Do we have any information on her school awards by chance? Those records are probably lost to history. What were those, like years ago?
I mean, I think so, but technically her doctorate counts as a school award as she did have to graduate to earn it. And she did so in the same year of her first Nobel Prize, 1903.
That's cool. Winning a Nobel Prize and getting your doctorate is really amazing accomplishment. Did she ever win a scholarship in order to fund her studies?
Actually, yeah, she did win a scholarship. I think it was called the Alexandrovich Scholarship for Polish Students Studying Abroad, which is low-key very specific.
Yeah, this must have been a great relief financially. Actually, did she have money like that, or was her financial side kind of bad?
Well, I didn't know her personally, bro. But as I told you before, she didn't have much money. I actually thought you knew her financial situation, though. Were you not listening?
Whoa, of course, of course I was. But, well, actually, let me rephrase it. What jobs did she work? As in, did she ever work retail? I heard Target was starting way back then.
Alright, no, of course not. And I can assure you that Target was not starting up in the 1900s. But she worked in the Professor of General Physics in the Faculty of Sciences. Do you know if she has any other jobs, though? Because that's the only one that I know about.
Actually, I believe so. She had a job as a chemist as well, did she not?
Yeah, I think so. Her net worth by the time of her death was around 2.6 million.
That's a
which,
lot of big bucks.
I know, bro. In today's money, of course that came with much effort and dedication. As a child, her family wasn't the richest, but they were all well off, as we hear from our friends.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Ari, and welcome. This individual dedicated their life to learning and discovery for the benefit of their fellow man, in particular, in the area of the sciences. During this time period, this individual had to defy cultural norms and excelled in areas and academic circles that traditionally were notoriously hard to break into. This person didn't allow their societal constraints to keep them from achieving and exceeding their goals. Through dedication, determination, and an obsession to learn and to know, this person broke the glass ceiling and took science as a whole to new and previously impossible heights. So, this week, we'll be covering the bright, the brainy, the brilliant Marie Curie. Now, I thought I'd known the basics of Marie Curie's story, but surprisingly, I had no idea that Marie Curie was a name she'd assumed later on in life. Marie Curie was born Maria Sklodowska on November 7th, 1867. Marie was born in Warsaw, which is now considered Poland, and was the youngest of 5 siblings. I thought this next fact was a great example as to why childhood is so impactful, and that is that Marie's parents were both teachers. Unsurprisingly, Marie showed extraordinary ability early on in her childhood. Marie was reported as having an incredible sense of memory and recall, as well as a voracious curiosity. Throughout her academic career, Marie was always an accomplished student and was passionate about succeeding in her studies. Marie was an elite student and eagerly consumed new knowledge. When Marie became of age, and although she was more than qualified, she was unfortunately not allowed to attend university. During this time period where Maria was growing up, higher education was only afforded to men, so women were not allowed to attend. Marie wasn't allowed to participate in formal schooling, but that doesn't mean she gave up her passion for learning. Quite the contrary. Marie would join a secret group of students who attended clandestine classes. Yes, Marie had to attend an undercover learning program in order to continue her education. Like, these students, dedicated, okay? They were not playing. While Marie was still learning with her unconventional education, she longed to complete and receive her formal degree. After discussing it with a sister who shared similar goals and ideals about education, the two girls came up with a master plan. And honestly, big ups to Sister Love, because, wow. Marie would work and pay for her sister to attend university overseas to earn her degree. After her sister received her degree, they would switch roles, and her sister would support Marie while she attended school. And while her sister was attending school, Marie worked different jobs, from a teacher to a governess, all the while never ceasing her own studies. Marie would continue to self-study subjects like chemistry and math, while she worked to put her sister through school. Around 1891, after her sister had completed her degree, it was Marie's turn. Marie would travel to Paris, enroll in school, and become completely engrossed in her studies. Marie also began to follow the teachings of famous researchers and physicists. Now, this road to education wasn't necessarily without any downsides or negatives. Although Marie was pursuing her dreams of receiving her formal education and degree, she was not on firm financial footing by any means. Receiving the bare minimum to complete her schooling, Marie was suffering at home from malnutrition. Reportedly, while pursuing her education, Marie survived primarily on buttered bread and tea, which to me just makes Marie's academic accomplishments, even more impressive. Such a meager sustenance and still performing at the top of her class. In 1893, Marie would receive her first degree in physical science. Then, just a year later, Marie would receive her second degree in math. So Marie went from being rejected from university to earning not just one, but 2 degrees. But this would just be the beginning of the incredible academic legacy of Marie Curie. In 1894, Marie would meet someone who would become her life partner in more ways than one. Right after graduating with her second degree, Marie was introduced to Marie Curie. When Marie met Pierre, she was working in a laboratory, completing a commissioned study on steel and its magnetic properties. They were described as the perfect pair, as both amazing partners in marriage and science. Marie and Pierre would get married on July 25th, 1895. While completing her research and experiments, Marie would discover 2 significant elements, polonium and radium. She would also begin to study radiation more closely, following the discovery of these new elements. Now, I just wanted to emphasize, she discovered elements that previously were perceived to not even exist. The periodic table at the time was pretty much a static thing. Nobody expected to make any additions or changes to the table. But Marie discovered not just 1, but 2 new elements. After studying the work of a fellow physicist named Henry Becquerel, Marie was inspired to research the findings even more extensively. This in turn inspired Marie to take her experiments a step further. As such, after her own experimentation, Marie discovered how some elements and minerals emanated an energy, which she described as radioactivity. With Marie's discovery of radioactivity, her husband Pierre began to work with Marie more closely on her own experiments. As the two continued to study the effects and behavior of radioactivity in different minerals, Marie would be awarded her Doctorate of Science in 1903. In this same year, Marie, her husband, and Henry would be jointly awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics for their research and breakthroughs in discovering radioactivity. I also wanted to highlight that while Marie was pioneering new fields of study in science, she was also being a mother. Marie and Pierre had 2 daughters while Marie was completing her groundbreaking work, with her last child being born in 1904. Sadly, 2 years after the birth of their second daughter, Pierre would die unexpectedly in a wagon accident on April 19, 1906. This was a devastating loss for Marie, who lost not only her husband, but an invaluable partner in science. After her husband's death, Marie would take over his position and become the university's first female professor. In spite of her incredible loss and being a single mother, Marie was the sole recipient of a second Nobel Prize in chemistry for her discoveries of polonium and radium in 1911. Fun fact, polonium was named by Marie after her homeland of Poland. Marie wasn't just a person who was completely consumed by her passion for the sciences. She was very much someone who wanted to help those around her using her discoveries. In 1914, during the uncertain and dangerous times of World War I, Marie didn't hide in her home and bide her time. Marie wanted to help, and help she did. Marie was able to develop and advocate for the use of the portable X-ray machine during World War I. This was a pivotal improvement which could be used to help diagnose and treat on the battlefield, and at the time was beyond revolutionary. After the war, Marie would continue her work with a focus on radioactivity and how it could be utilized in the medical field. Marie would also travel to the United States for a meeting with President Warren G. Harding, whom she had petitioned for radium to be used in her studies. Marie was described as fervent in her pursuit of attaining radioactive material for scientific study. But it wasn't always for Marie herself to use and study. Marie had her eye on the far future and wanted to preserve these elements in order to be available to be studied by scientists in the future. What is most amazing about Marie is her unwavering dedication to science and the pursuit of knowledge outside of any ego-driven goals or direction. As Marie aged, her daughters would continue on her legacy. One of her daughters would go on to win a Nobel Prize of her own, while the other would write an award-winning biography about her mother. Marie's foundational research, which then influenced her daughter's research, would then lead to further discoveries in the atomic fields, in particular, the discovery of the neutron. Sadly, as the years went on, Marie's health would begin to decline. Marie Curie would pass away from prolonged exposure to radioactivity on July 4th, 1934. She was initially buried in a lead-lined coffin for that same reason. They wanted to avoid radioactivity poison. Marie allowed her pursuits to lead her all the way to her death. This is beyond devotion. This is a lifelong love affair with learning. In a way, Marie pursued what she loved at all costs, even that of her own life. The breakthroughs this woman championed cannot be quantified. You have to take into account all of these scientific discoveries that were made as a result of the foundational work Marie created. Although she was venturing into territory absolutely no one could guide her through, Marie continued on. Even after being rejected from university, after the birth of her daughters, after the death of her husband and her beloved lab partner, Marie carried on. Marie was the only person to be awarded the Nobel Prize twice. That's man or woman. Imagine the competition for that. The amount of men who were competing for that same award, who Marie had to compete against. It's just incredible to think about that she was awarded that. And not to mention, as with all academic pursuits at this time period, all of that subject, all of those fields were dominated by men who had biases against women and their intelligence. So Marie has to work against all the stereotyping, the undermining, the constantly being questioned and having to prove herself. When your contributions are constantly questioned, how do you not question yourself? Marie set the bar for man or woman. Her legacy will live on forever in several scientific foundations, such as the Curie Institute and the Pierre and Marie Curie University. The woman who was once turned away from university now has one named after her. So you guys know I love to switch it up and end the episode on a great quote sometimes, because I feel some words are just so much more impactful after you've heard the story of the person who actually said them. To me, they take on a new meaning when you know just how much this person embodied and lived the words that they were speaking. So here is a quote from Marie Curie that I'm likely going to hang up in my apartment somewhere now because it's just that wonderful. Life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance and, above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing must be attained.
Bread and tea. Wow, that must have been pretty plain to eat on a daily basis. But I mean, I guess it was a sacrifice she was willing to make. And it seemed to have paid off in the long run. Look at her. She's famous, an icon to all women, and it shows them they can too.
Slay queen. But yeah, for real. I wonder what her mom thought of this whole situation.
Well, funny you say that, because we're bringing her to our podcast. Welcome, Bronislawa Sludowski, and I think I butchered it.
Bro, you actually just butchered her name. But actually, yeah, that's right. We're honored to welcome Bronislawa Sludowska, Mary's mother.
Whoa, how did you know how to say it so perfectly?
I don't know, bro, I'm just perfect. She was not only an accomplished educator and doctor in her own right, but she was also an inspiration and a guiding force for Mary. Welcome, Bronislawa!
Thank you. It is a true honor to speak with you both.
But hold on, I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger before we start. A break!
Prime members, get ready for New Year's hosting and take 30% off raw, cooked, and breaded shrimp at Whole Foods Market through December 31st while supplies last. Find all your Prime deals on the Whole Foods Market app.
At Capital One, you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. Banking with Capital One means 5 times the savings to help pay for your perfect honeymoon. Or 5 times the savings toward your family's perfect vacation.
Big fan of water rides.
It's time to help make your savings goals come true. This is Banking Reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
And we're back. It's a pleasure to have you here. So let's start with the basics. You were born in Poland and you dedicated much of your life to education, even at a time where it was particularly challenging for a woman. Could you tell us a bit more of your early life?
Certainly. I was born in Warsaw in 1839, during a time when women had limited opportunities. My family was very supportive, though, especially when it came to education. My father, a teacher, instilled in me a love for learning. But in Poland at the time, the political climate was difficult, especially after the failed uprisings and Russian control. Wow, that must have been incredibly hard, living through that tension. But even in the face of adversity, you pursued your education and went out to become a doctor, which was very rare for women at the time, right?
Girl, you know it. It was not easy. I attended the clandestine flying university in Poland, where women could study subjects usually reserved for men. After that, I moved to Paris to further my studies in the suburb, where I earned a medical degree. It was challenging, but deeply rewarding time in my life. And while you were studying in Paris, you were laying the foundation for your future role as a mother to Marie Curie. What was it like when you became a mother to yourself? A mother yourself.
Becoming a mother was a dream come true, but it was also a responsibility. I wanted to raise my children with the same values I held dear: curiosity, determination, and a love for education. Marie, in particular, was always a very curious child, and I knew she had something special from a very early age. Marie was certainly a trailblazer, but it seems like your influence was instrumental in shaping that. What was your approach to parenting? especially with such a bright and driven daughter.
I was strict, but fair. I expected a lot from my children, not just in terms of academic achievements, but in moral character as well. I tried to foster an environment in which they could ask questions and seek answers on their own. Marie's curiosity was boundless. She would devour books, explore new ideas, and often push the boundaries of what was expected of a young girl at that time. Speaking of pushing boundaries, were you pushing P? Sorry. Did you support Marie's decision to pursue her education in science, especially in an era where women were often excluded from sciences?
Bro, don't ask Bronislawa if she was pushing P. Anyways, Bronislawa, tell us. I did, in fact. It was important for me to support her. I believed in her potential. When she expressed interest in science, I saw it as an extension of her curiosity, her thirst for knowledge. At that time, women were not expected to be scientists, but I told her, if this is what you want, you must pursue it. Women should have the same opportunities as men to study, to question, and to create. I see. And that support was absolutely crucial for Marie, right? She went on to become one of the greatest scientists in history, but you also had some personal sacrifices along the way. For example, I'm pretty sure that I heard that you raised your child largely on your own after your husband passed away, right? That must have been a huge challenge.
Yes, it was. Losing my husband was devastating, and raising 5 children alone was no small feat. But I always believed that hardship was an opportunity for growth. I worked tirelessly, both as a mother and a teacher, to ensure that my children and everything they needed to succeed. Marie was always the most focused on her studies, and I was proud to see her develop into a brilliant woman she became. You must have been incredibly proud, though. When Marie went on to win the Nobel Prize in Physics and later on chemistry, did she ever talk to you about her scientific journey?
She did, and I was incredibly proud, of course, but I think Marie was always more focused on the work itself than on the recognition. She didn't seem flame. She sought answers. She would tell me about her research, and while I didn't fully understand the depths of it, I could see the passion in her eyes. She believed in what she was doing, and that's what mattered most to her. That's so inspiring. Her dedication to science and humanity is a legacy that continues today. You were not just her mother, but her foundation. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, low-key it is. But you gave her the strength to persevere as well, even in the face of tremendous challenges. Before we let you go, one last question. What do you hope people remember about you and your contributions? I hope they remember that I, too, was a woman who believed in the power of knowledge and education. Sorry, it seems that one of your team members is laughing. Anyways, I hope they remember that I did my best to give my children the tools they needed to change the world, especially Marie. It's not just about achieving great things, but about fostering an environment where others can achieve too. Marie's success was not just on her own, it was a collective effort.
That's such a beautiful message. You seem like a great mother, Bronislawa. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
It has been an honor. We're grateful to have had the chance to speak with you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Well, that wraps up Bronislawa's life. Now, let's move on to Marie Curie's dad, Władysław Sklodowski. But before that, as always, ad break.
It's a universal truth that more is better. Having more snacks is always better. More cute baby animals is obviously better. And getting more time with the music you love is definitely better. Get Spotify Premium and enter the new decade with an upgrade. Play your favorite new song on repeat or skip over and over. With Premium, you're in control of the soundtrack. And that's better. Get 3 months of free Premium now. Is always better. More cute baby animals is obviously better. And getting more time with the music you love is definitely better. Get Spotify Premium and enter the new decade with an upgrade. Play your favorite new song on repeat or skip over and over. With Premium, you're in control of the soundtrack. And that's better. Get 3 months of free Premium now.
Prime members, get ready for New Year's hosting and take 30% off raw, cooked, and breaded shrimp at Whole Foods Market through December 31st while supplies last. Find all your Prime deals on the Whole Foods Market app.
Have you heard that band? You know the one. They wear masks on stage and only sing backwards. Music was made to be heard everywhere. And with your one Spotify account, you can listen to your favorite songs on Mac, Windows, Linux, or Chromebook. Whether you're studying, pretending to work in a cafe, or working on your gaming skills, Spotify always has the right music to soundtrack what you're doing, whatever device you're on. Want to get your hands on our desktop apps? Tap the banner to learn how.
Tu auto en función con anticongelante Preston. Solo la fórmula superior de Preston funciona inmediatamente y protege el motor de los elementos del tiempo para mantener en función. Supera el invierno hoy con anticongelante Preston.
Prime members, get ready for New Year's hosting and take 30% off raw, cooked, and breaded shrimp at Whole Foods Market through December 31st while supplies last. Find all your Prime deals on the Whole Foods Market app.
This is how I win.
Critics are raving. Uncut Gems is a masterpiece you cannot miss. An intense, high-stakes crime thriller.
You having a good time? Yes.
Adam Sandler, Kevin Garnett, Lakeith Stanfield, Idina Menzel, and The Weeknd. Uncut Gems. Rated R. Now.
It's a universal truth that more is better. Having more snacks is always better. More cute baby animals is obviously better. And getting more time with the music you love is definitely better. Get Spotify Premium and enter the new decade with an upgrade. Play your favorite new song on repeat or skip over and over. With Premium, you're in control of the soundtrack. And that's better. Get 3 months of free Premium now.
Hello, mates. This is Captain Crunch. If crunch berries are a fusion of crunch and berryness, which came first, the Berrylicious Crunch or the Crunchalicious Berry? The crunch is calling. Try my Crunch Berry cereal.
This holiday season, remember, just one Clorox disinfecting wipe cleans from here to here. Whew. That's 50 feet of clean. Whether it's gravy spills, cranberry splats, eggnog splashes, chocolatey fingerprints, reindeer hoof prints, anything and everything the holiday season throws at you. Clorox wipes, triple layered to go farther.
By using someone's phone number, he can drain their bank accounts.
Sometimes we target random people like me and you. We just target them just to see what they got, because we got their phone number. We go after everything. As long as I got the number, done.
Hear exactly how he pulls this off and how to protect yourself on the Reply All podcast in episode 130, The Snapchat Thief. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
It can be quite frustrating losing reception on your phone or when the Wi-Fi starts acting up at home. Luckily, Spotify Premium lets you keep the music going even when your signal is down for the count. Take your favorite tracks and artists anywhere, even way, way, way off the grid. Don't miss out on 3 months of free premium so you can keep the party going offline. So many things get in your way. Your boss, your parents, and your mysterious allergies that flare up before seeing your boss or your parents. But there are some things you can enjoy without any interruptions. Your favorite songs and playlists on Spotify. With Spotify Premium, you can listen to all the music you want without ads. And it's only $9.99 a month. Ready to go premium? Tap the banner to learn more.
Reality? What the heck?
Used to be such a nice boy. Now look at you, experimenting with the Force.
Get Vader Immortal free when you buy Oculus Quest. Offer ends 1/30/120.
Nothing is more thrilling than hosting a holiday dinner. It's what I tell myself after getting roped into hosting a holiday dinner. All that's left is to make my signature cocktail, which is 1 part glass, 1 part ice, and the rest part Sky vodka. I figured it was best to keep the cocktail simple because my family is complicated. Oh, they're here. I'm Amy Sedaris, and I acknowledge the holidays.
El frío. Mantén tu auto en función con anticongelante Preston. Solo la fórmula superior de Preston funciona inmediatamente y protege el motor de los elementos del tiempo para mantener en función. Supera el invierno hoy con anticongelante Preston.
Ready for yoga class?
I'm dragging today. I just haven't been eating great lately.
You should try a GNC multivitamin.
Aren't those expensive?
No, they're only $9.99. GNC One Daily Multis are scientifically formulated and quality checked. It's why they're the most trusted nutritional supplement brand in the world.
And only $9.99?
Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
With wellness that affordable, I could spend more money on yoga pants.
Stop into GNC or visit gnc.com/multis to get the highest quality wellness essentials like Women's Ultra Mega or Mega Man One Daily Multivitamins for only $9.99.
What's even better than having millions of songs at your fingertips for free? Getting thousands of the world's most loved podcasts in your earbuds too. On Spotify, you can listen to shows from the worlds of comedy, politics, entertainment, sports, business, cats, the business of cats who love sports, just about anything your heart desires. Whatever your niche, Spotify has a podcast for you. Tap the banner to check out what's streaming right now.
Alrighty, let's get the show on the road again. Welcome to the stage. Welcome,
Władysław. I don't know if this is right. Władysław. Yeah.
Sardowski?
Sklodowski.
Sorry, man. I butchered your name so badly. It is fine. A man ahead of his time. An educator, a father, and a strong advocate for the importance of knowledge. Today we have the privilege of hearing directly from him in a way we've never heard it before. So, sir, welcome. Thank you. Ace and Johan, it is truly an honor to be here and speak of my family and the influence I had on my children.
Wow.
Especially Marie. She was my greatest pride.
My, you speak so triumphantly, but it kind of seems that you have a favorite. But anyways, we're absolutely thrilled to have you. Let's start at the beginning, before you became a father. You were a teacher in Poland, right? What was your approach to education, and how did that shape your life?
I was born into a family that valued education deeply. My father was a teacher, and I followed in his footsteps. I became a teacher at a young age, and as soon as I firsthand saw the importance of learning. But Poland, under Russian occupation, at that time made it difficult for many of us to teach freely. The government sought to restrict education. Can you guys believe that? Especially for Polish children. But I was determined. I thought, and I could secretly, when necessarily, believe that I could teach knowledge that could not be taken from us. That must have been challenging living in that time, even when education was politically restricted. But despite those difficulties, you went on to have a family. How did you approach parenting, especially when it came to encouraging intellectual curiosity in your children?
It was unconventional path for many fathers, but I always believed that children should be encouraged to think for themselves, to explore ideas, to ask questions. Education wasn't just about memorizing facts. It was about nurturing curiosity and independence. Marie, in particular, was a curious child. She had a mind that always questioned, always searched for answers. I made sure she and her siblings had access to the best education we could provide, and even in difficult circumstances. While I couldn't offer them all the material comforts I might have wished for, I gave them something far more valuable, the belief that knowledge is power. It's incredible how important education was in your family. How did your approach influence Marie? We know that she went on to do extraordinary things, but she must have been influenced by the values you instilled in her, right?
Marie was always the most thriving student, though I never wanted to impose too much pressure. From a young age, she displayed a thirst for knowledge that I could never ignore. She would read constantly, ask me questions about everything, from science to history. I encouraged her to follow her passion wherever it might lead her. When she expressed an interest in science, I supported her completely. In those times, women were not encouraged to study science, especially at the university level. Never would they have thought that my Marie would have done it. But I told her if she wanted it, she would go for it.
Yeah.
Education should not be limited by gender or social conviction.
Yeah!
And that was radical thinking at the time, especially in the 19th century. It's clear that your influence gave Marie the confidence to pursue her dreams in the male-dominated world of science. But we also know that your role as a father wasn't about your academics. You were there for her emotionally as well, weren't you?
Yes, I tried to be. Life was hard, especially after the death of my wife, Bronislawa. I had to raise my children largely on my own, but Marie was strong. She had an inner strength I couldn't have predicted. We shared many conversations about the future, about the importance of persistence. Even in difficult times, I tried to be a steady figure in her life, someone she could rely on. I always tried to give her the emotional space to think for herself, even though I knew I could never fully understand her scientific mind. Still, I was proud of the direction that she chose.
5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. Banking with Capital One means 5 times the savings to help pay for your perfect honeymoon. Or 5 times the savings toward your family's perfect vacation.
Big fan of water rides.
It's time to help make your savings goals come true. This is Banking Reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Prime members, get ready for New Year's hosting and take 30% off raw, cooked, and breaded shrimp at Whole Foods Market through December 31st while supplies last. Find all your Prime deals on the Whole Foods Market app.
At Capital One, you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. Banking with Capital One means 5 times the savings to help pay for your perfect honeymoon. Or 5 times the savings toward your family's perfect vacation.
Big fan of water rides.
It's time to help make your savings goals come true. This is Banking Reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
It's a universal truth that more is better. Having more snacks is always better. More cute baby animals is obviously better. And getting more time with the music you love is definitely better. Get Spotify Premium and enter the new decade with an upgrade. Play your favorite new song on repeat or skip over and over. With Premium, you're in control of the soundtrack. And that's better. Get 3 months of free Premium now. Is always better. More cute baby animals is obviously better. And getting more time with the music you love is definitely better. Get Spotify Premium and enter the new decade with an upgrade. Play your favorite new song on repeat or skip over and over. With Premium, you're in control of the soundtrack. And that's better. Get 3 months of free Premium now.
Prime members, get ready for New Year's hosting and take 30% off raw, cooked, and breaded shrimp at Whole Foods Market through December 31st while supplies last. Find all your Prime deals on the Whole Foods Market app.
That's amazing how you were able to maintain a supportive presence despite the personal challenge you faced. What do you think was the most important thing you taught Marie that helps her become the person she was?
I taught her that the knowledge is the key to freedom, not just personal freedom, but the freedom to shape the world. And I always emphasized that the failure and setbacks were simply part of the journey. I had learned the lesson the hard way. With all the political restrictions in Poland, but education is about resilience, about facing the challenges head on. Marie certainly embodied the resilience in her life. but her early struggles in Paris to her groundbreaking scientific work. But your encouragement was there every step of the way as a father. What did it mean to you to see her win the Nobel Prizes in physics and chemistry?
Words cannot describe the pride that I felt. But honestly, I wasn't surprised because I knew she had a heart and mind to accomplish great things. She wasn't driven by fame or awards. She was driven by pure love of science. It was that same love that I saw in her from a young age, and it never wavered. Seeing her recognized in such a way that was a confirmation of all the hard work she had put into her research and the result of the values we had instilled in her. It must have been incredibly fulfilling to know how all your sacrifices and supports led to such monumental achievements. And Marie's legacy lives on today, inspiring countless young scientists around the world.
Indeed, it is the greatest honor to have been a part of her journey. But as a father, it was not just her words that made me proud. It was her character. She remained humble, focused, and true to her purpose until the end. Before we finish up, Wojtla, is there any message you'd like to leave with our listeners about the role of parenting in shaping a child's future?
I believe that a parent's job is not to dictate a child's path, but to support the journey with love, encouragement, and the freedom to think for themselves. Every child has the potential to make a difference. As parents, we must foster that potential and give them the tools to succeed, no matter what obstacles they face. Wow, such wise words. Thank you so much, Ladislaw, for sharing your memories and insights with us today.
Why would he share his insights with us?
What do you mean, bro? He's literally Mary's dad.
Oh.
Have you already forgotten?
Oh, insights. I thought you said insights.
Anyways, let's bring out Marie Curie as a guest on our podcast to confirm if all of this is kind of accurate.
Yes, it was true. My father was a great man and my mother was as well. But they were some hardships, but they did it for a good reason.
However, I think that my mommy was lying to me because, not lying to me, lying to you, because she said that she was only a little bit strict for me. But that is not true. I had a curfew of 8 p.m. every night, no friends, only study. That is how I succeeded as a scientist.
And also, my mommy always told me that I could not eat the sugary treats. Why I wanted the sugary treats?
Marie, why couldn't you eat any?
Yeah, I would have devoured all of them. It's because back in the day, they probably received a bunch of chemicals like they do nowadays, like lead. Whoa, lead? I use that to draw, bro.
Yeah, for real, I use that to draw, but you can eat dessert now, right? What's your favorite?
Well, I'm not exactly alive, so I cannot eat it. But my favorite was a 3-layer velvet cake with caramel frosting, I believe. I forgot. But pistachios on top was my favorite. Now I eat as much as I want, and my mommy does too.
I'm sorry, Marie, that sounds actually disgusting. I would never eat that cake. Why do you like that combo so much?
It is very good. You cannot say anything until you try it.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, I've tried it too. It is actually very fire.
That doesn't sound fire.
Well, in fact, it is fire.
Well, Marie, your dad also said that he was very proud of you, that you earned the all of your awards. How do you feel about that?
It does make me tear up a little bit, because he always told me I was very good at what I did. But it makes me very happy. I know he is happy of what I've done, and I know he is proud of the accomplishments I have received. And yes, very happy.
Wow, that's awesome, Marie. I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much, Ace. You are a very kind host. Why am I tied up to the chair again?
Well, it's a part of the show. You gotta get used to it. And also get used to the rotting smell, because not only is it the meat, but it's me now, so...
No, it's literally just him. He's lying, Murray. Don't listen to him.
No, I don't smell like 3-year-old meat, alright, Marie? I believe you, but I also believe her a little bit more. Anyways...
Yeah, you should if you want to get out of the van alive.
I ain't making it out of this van alive, so you know, I'm just ending it right now. By the way, she has like 30 pounds of meat somewhere here. Like, I'm pretty sure stuffed in the crevices of the van.
What? I must get out. She already took my parents. No, Mama.
Oh, yeah, your parents are gone, bro. Your parents are way gone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I only needed them for this little snippet of the interview. I'm pretty sure I tossed them in the landfill like 3 minutes ago. You didn't see though.
Wait, why are you pouring alcohol all over us?
Oh, just don't worry about it. That'll be a video after the podcast is over.
Hey, wait. Chill.
Twitter video.
Wait, no, chill. Wait. Before we finish up, Marie, did you think you lived your life to the fullest?
I would say I'm a very accomplished woman. I love you, Pierre, and it was my pleasure to be on this podcast. Thank you very much for having me. Please do not kill me. Yeah, well, very wise words, Murray. Thank you. And listeners, thank you for tuning in today. Join us next time, and we explore more.
There won't be a next time.
Yeah, there probably isn't. But there's gonna be more stories of historical figurines who have left a lasting impact on the world. Okay.
Until next time, peace out, Chemheads.
Peace.